Tasha knew she was different from a young age. Her caramel brown skin, adorned with a faint shimmer in the sunlight, often became the topic of casual remarks from her family. Some comments were coded in admiration, others in thinly veiled disdain. "You're lucky you're not too dark," her aunt once said at a family gathering. The words lingered, shaping Tasha's understanding of herself and the world around her. In her family, shades of brown carried unspoken hierarchies. Her older sister, Lena, had deep ebony skin that seemed to absorb light, making her presence striking and powerful. Yet Lena's confidence was chipped away by backhanded compliments from relatives who would praise her achievements but question her beauty. "If only you were a little lighter," Tasha overheard one of their uncles say once, as though Lena's brilliance needed to be toned down to fit society's mold. In school, Tasha's experiences were no less fraught. Her lighter skin often shielded her from some of the harsher teasing her darker-skinned peers endured, but it came with its own burdens. Other black girls would sometimes call her Miss Light Bright or accuse her of thinking she was better than them. Tasha didn't think that she didn't want to think that, but the constant comments made her question where she fit in. Her closest friend, Amara, was the first to confront her about it directly. "You don't get it," Amara said one afternoon as they walked home together. "People see me and already think I'm less than. You walk into a room, and they see you as pretty before they see anything else." Amara's words stung, not because they were untrue, but because they forced Tasha to confront a privilege she hadn't asked for. Tasha began to notice how deeply rooted colorism was in her community. At beauty supply stores, the skin-lightening creams were always prominently displayed. In the media, the black women who received the most acclaim often had lighter skin. One Sunday, during a family dinner, the topic of beauty pageants came up. Tasha's cousin Ayana, who shared Lena's deep complexion, mentioned wanting to compete in a local contest. "You're pretty," their grandmother said, "but those judges, you know, they prefer girls like Tasha." Tasha's stomach churned. She looked at Ayana, whose face fell for just a moment before she forced a smile. "Well, I'll just have to make them see me anyway," Ayana said, her voice tinged with determination. Later that night, Tasha knocked on Lena's bedroom door. They hadn't spoken much that evening, but the weight of their shared experiences hung heavy in the air. "Can I come in?" she asked. Lena nodded, and Tasha sat on the edge of the bed. I hate how they talk about us," Tasha began, her voice trembling. "Like your skin, my skin, it's some kind of measurement of worth. It's not fair." Lena's eyes softened. "It's not fair," she agreed. "But it's not just them. It's the world we live in. They've been taught to see us this way." "But what do we do?" Tasha asked, tears pooling in her eyes. "We change the story," Lena said firmly. "We love ourselves loudly. We love each other loudly. And we remind them that all of this," she gestured to her skin, "is beautiful." The sisters stayed up late that night, sharing stories, tears, and laughter. Tasha began to see her role differently. She couldn't erase the privilege her lighter skin afforded her, but she could challenge the biases that upheld it. She started by speaking up at family gatherings, countering the comments about skin tone with affirmations of beauty for all shades. She joined a student group at school focused on uplifting black girls and became an advocate for redefining beauty standards. Over time, Tasha learned that unlearning colorism was as much about dismantling societal norms as it was about healing the wounds it had inflicted on her family and herself. It was a journey of self-awareness, accountability, and love for her community and for herself.